everyone, I'm Elizabeth Black and I'm the Kitchen Witch with Intuitive Shamanic Animus. We are in a special place tonight. It's called Our Nest and it's one of the meeting places for Intuitive Shamanic Animus. Tonight we are doing our annual soup circle, and this is one of my most favorite circles because it helps us set our intentions and brings in blessings for our new year of 2018. And so the reason why I'm drawn to soup circles is one, it's a very Eastern European tradition. Actually, it's a tradition from many cultures, but seeing as I am of Eastern European heritage, Lithuanian actually, it draws me. And another reason is that it really brings community together. I'm always remembering the story called Stone Soup. In Stone Soup, they didn't have anything to make soup with. So they said, oh, we do have a stone and we have some water. And water, of course, is one of the essential ingredients. So they put the stone in the water and started to cook it. And the smell of cooking drew neighbors to their cooking. And the neighbors came and they said, oh, I've got something to add to the soup. And so all the neighbors got together and they had a delicious soup and they had fun sharing stories and singing and being in a blessing-filled environment, which we're doing tonight. So with that in mind, First, I want to share a beautiful poem that I found that really has the essence of what I think about with soup. In a bowl, deep and smooth and dark, stir a milky swirl of stars, strain a fresh sun through a sieve of fir trees, sprinkle with birdsong and silence, fold night and day into a small cabin in the woods. And that's from Sophia Rosenberg. I love the imagery in that. With soup, there are definitely reminders of how important it is to really tune into our food energetically. And by doing that, it enlightens our food and makes us more healthy. And it's so much more endearing than saying like, I'm going on a diet, I need to lose weight. And instead, it's connecting with your food, and there's a process of the food and you working together. So I found Quick Ways to Enlighten Your Eats by Dallas Jennifer Cobb. And these are like common sense, but also at the same time, really good reminders for all of us. Number one is eat your favorite foods. And I love this part because she says, that doesn't mean you eat chocolate all the time. You know, get a balanced favorite list in there. Number two, prepare your food with love. And that's one thing I really try to do as the Kitchen Witch, is always infusing with love into our food. And thinking about that vibration you're putting into your food. If you're feeling sad or in a bad mood, maybe that's not the best time to prepare food for others and even for yourself. It's good to have things that you already prepared when you're in a calm or happy state. Number three is gratitude. Always having gratitude for your food and just being thankful that you're getting food, because so many people are not getting food. And that, it's so easy to say that, just like yeah, we have gratitude, make sure you say thank you. But to really, when you're ingesting your food, thinking those words, thank you, and the food takes on deeper flavors and just seems so much livelier. Okay, this one, number 4, is called Sound Waves. And she says to chant Om or hum or your happiness, your happy voice, or singing, of course. And so tonight, singing is one of my fears. I'm going to sing a little song anyway because I would like to start the new year with that singing under my apron, so to speak. So in just a little bit, I'll sing a little bit. Number 6 is Sacred Geometry. This one was a new one for me. She said, placing food within a pyramid will uplift it. I mean, I've heard of it before, but I haven't really practiced it. And so it's something that I would like to look into more. Blessing your food. So people in the audience today have brought items to put into our soup, which we are making. And so Dallas Jennifer says, like, placing your hands around your food and seeing white light entering your food and a lightness and love. And so I asked that the people here were working on that. And then sending light into whatever you're going to consume. And you know, sometimes we can't get the most organic foods or the freshest foods. And so whatever food you have available to you, just go ahead and send light into it. And be a peace that your body and the light are working together to give you the healthiest food for yourself. I also pulled some cards, and they are from Soul Coaching Oracle cards. And on these cards are some words that I would like to infuse our soup with. The first one, this is funny that I drew this card because I was looking at it last night too, is transformation. So this is a transformative soup that we're preparing. And acceptance. So there's a woman with love and heart energy for our soup. And this one's awesome. Success. We're having a very successful soup tonight. And so I'm seeing those energies going into the soup. And I'm giving it a stir as they enter the soup. I wanted to share also, from last year we wrote blessings, and I had some blessings from those people that were here from last year. So I wanted to share some of those blessings, not all of it, but just so you can get a taste of the beauty of them. And this is what came to them for their own soup recipe and blessings for their year. This first one is from a very special woman. She's not with us tonight, but I'm sending it out to her to remind her of what she wrote. 2017 soup recipe. The ingredients may vary, but the important thing is that the stock be comprised of fresh vegetables. As the vegetables cook, listen to their voices released by the flames. Observe how their rich colors either deepen or grow paler in the heat. Breathe in the aroma, noting carefully how this too changes as the vegetables blend together into a mosaic of morphing colors, softened shapes, and tantalizing smells, indistinguishable from one another. Eventually, no longer individual vegetables, the soup becomes a nourishing banquet to be shared in community to strengthen, enrich, and energize all who partake of its magic. And I just find that so touching, and I send out my thank you to her for that reminder. And the next one is called Nourishing 2017 Soup. Start with the best water possible. Maybe travel until a snow melt spring is encountered. Put this into a cauldron of abundance and place over a low heat. something like a day in May, not as hot as a day in July, a bit of salt of renewal, a pinch of that special bitterness that brings appreciation, a spoonful of the sweetness of memory, and a pinch of the awakening sourness of surprise at things that went wrong but turned out all right. The vegetables should be fresh and share memories of rainfall with the people eating them. Cook until there is nothing left in the house to eat, and slowly sip while counting blessings. So with those beautiful blessings in mind, I am giving you the opportunity and the incentive to think of your own soup blessings for the year. What will you draw to you? What juiciness do you want for your year? And for this soup, the physical soup, I'm going to be adding some spices. And first up is beautiful turmeric. And I've been working a lot with turmeric this year because of joint pain, and that's really supposed to help. So I'm definitely adding a big spoonful of that in there, 2 spoonfuls. I'm putting some cinnamon in our soup, just a little bit, because one of our participants in past years introduced us to this, and we need that little fiery sweetness. So just a tad of cinnamon. And I hope she watches this and she sees and she says, "Oh, that was me." And then coriander. And I just love the way that it smells, and it just reminds me so much of fall and winter. And I'm giving that another good stir. Now right now it's just vegetable broth and the seasonings that I put in there. And the vegetable broth I brewed up this afternoon. Took several hours. I saved all the vegetable ends that looked great to me, and I put them in the freezer, and then I put them in here and let them simmer, and it smells so heavenly. So I wish you could smell it out there. I'm sending it out. If you can't smell it, at least you can get the vibrations of it. And then in just a little while, we'll all be adding our community items that we brought. So when you're at home and you're making your soup, think about all the things that I shared with you about soup making and your food, and hopefully you can have a community soup dinner too, even if you're just with one person or with your cat or your dog, you know, like sharing that community and love of soup. So before we end, I did promise you singing, so that would be next. And I'm going to take a well-known song and kind of like change it up a little bit. So it's called Call Down a Blessing. Call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down. Mix up a blessing, mix up a blessing, mix up a blessing, mix up. Serve up a blessing, serve up a blessing, serve up a blessing, serve up. And this is a special one. Slurp up a blessing, slurp up a blessing, slurp up a blessing, slurp up. It's delicious, even without all the items added to it yet. Thank you everyone for being here with me and sharing in this soup experience. And I wish many blessings for your new year. And I also wish that you will continue to tune in for more wonderful Kitchen Witch episodes. Bye-bye for now.